Welcome to Learn Tantra and the Art of Conscious Touch. My name is shakti, and it's an honor to be helping you along your journey into discovering the wonderful world of Tantra. So what is Tantra? You could Google this and you'll get a billion different types of translation of what Tantra actually means. I've been to many schools across the world, and each one of them has a different meaning for the word Tantra. So now, all I say is, it is the tools for you to learn how to let go of all the conditionings you've been placed under. From the moment you were born, your parents started to program you with certain belief systems, programs. They come from the religion they were born into, their parents who instilled their beliefs onto them, the country that you're in, and also the universal one that we're in, the collective consciousness. And all of this is revolving around fear, guilt, and shame. So we use three things in Tantra. The three keys to Tantra are breath, sound, and movement that liberate you from fear, guilt, and shame. So this is what Tantra is. It's a embodied practice on how to break free from society's shackles. So that's Tantra. They are also ancient scriptures and practices dating all the way back when Sanskrit was created, which is the dawn of the written word. It was also as ancient as yoga and all the other forms of transformational arts that come from the East. Tantra can also be found in every single religion. There is a mystical part to all religion. And what we have is in Islam, in the Muslim world, there is a mystical part which is Sufism, and there are also texts on how to use your body to feel more pleasure, how to serve the wife that you marry, and how to give her pleasure. In Hinduism, there is the tantric texts, the scriptures, lots of rituals with Shiva, Shakti, transfiguration, and many other incredible practices that can awaken your life force energy and also activate your kundalini energy. Very powerful things. Also ways to awaken your chakra system, and I will be going into all of these things with Tantra with Shaft on my online training course. Today we'll be talking about conscious touch. Tantra, the principles of Tantra can be incorporated into your daily life by becoming more present in everything that you do, to feel more, to slow down, so you could start to enjoy the journey rather than the destination. So let me give you a little example. As humans, we're so used to getting to the goal, we forget about the pleasure in the process of getting there. What happens to you when you reach a certain goal? This is what we call in the spiritual world of feeding the hungry ghost. Have you heard of this? I'll be happy when I buy a house. I'll be happy when I get that job. I'll be happy when I get the girlfriend. I'll be happy when I get the boyfriend. I'll be happy when I get the, I'll be happy when. That's the thing. What happens when you get that thing, that goal? We forget instantly how hard it was to get there, and we move on to the next. Feeding the hungry ghost. We're always feeling hungry afterwards. Now, there is a beautiful way to overcome this, and this changed my life and also saved my life. I learned gratitude. I learned finding pleasure in the process. I learned once I reached that goal, I could sit back and enjoy the chai. Sit on top of that mountain. Before I start climbing the next mountain, I will enjoy and celebrate everything I've managed to achieve. The art of fulfillment is a tantric practice, pleasure in just being alive, using our bodies to actually feel more, to actually feel the subtle energies, to see the spiritual realms, not just the physical realms, to connect to the divine. There's so many beautiful things that I want to teach you and share with you, but we don't have that much time. I'm going to teach you one thing, and that's going to be conscious touch. It's the foundation of everything that we will do from now on. But I want to tell you a story first. I wasn't always an expert in the field of Tantra. I wasn't always shouting, I love my life, I love my body, I love myself. That wasn't me. I actually used to suffer from depression since 1988, addiction since 1993, and severe loneliness since 2004. Try and guess how old I am. I haven't always been a transformational entertainer. I had a lot of mental illnesses. I had a lot of pain and suffering. I had suffered from genital mutilation from the age of 4. I had a circumcision that went horrifically wrong, and it changed my life. It affected me and traumatized me to the point that I could never ever have sex sober. I needed to be drunk when I was connecting with a woman, lights off. So much body shame that I never really lost my virginity until I found someone that I loved and I trusted. And that woman, we connected, and she took my virginity, and it was a beautiful experience. And from that moment, I found trust in friendships and connections. So every connection I had with a woman was always a friend. So I wouldn't be judged or shamed for my genital mutilation. I had a string of terrible relationships as well. I was almost married, and I found out my best friend, slept with her before the wedding, like 3 weeks before all the arrangements came through. So it was a really challenging time. I was suicidal, homeless. I suffered a lot of trauma around trust around my best friend, who was also my fiance, and my best friend who I grew up with. So this caused a lot of sexual trauma. It affected all parts of my life. The alcoholism and the drug addiction was really severe. Living in London, we got the booze Britain, the drinking culture, which is really just common. We use substances to disconnect in order for us to connect, so we don't really get to know who we really are or who our partners are. There's a big problem in that in all the cultures. That drug, alcohol and cigarettes and drugs, it's a killer. It's one of the worst things you could do to your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul, and your intimacy with other people. Tantra was something that came into my life when I was 34. It changed my life. I discovered something that allows you to tap into your body. It's the handbook on how to use your chemicals in your body to activate it, to release the serotonin, activate the oxytocin, to release the feel-good chemicals from the dopamine, and also release testosterone as a man. So there's all these powerful things that Tantra basically gives you. It's a handbook on how to create the chemicals that release the feel-good chemicals in your body. It just makes you happier. But it's a method: breath, sound, and movement. Becoming present, being self-aware, letting go of all the society's conditionings from your parents, from your country, from the town, from your religion, becoming free, and eventually becoming yourself. If we're living in a simulation, then our only mission is to be ourselves. Sounds so easy, but it's really, really tough, especially if you start becoming yourself and then people start judging you. And then the biggest dream killers, say your mom, dad, best friends, closest family and friend members, saying, I wouldn't do that if I was you. Oh, no, that sounds too risky. Don't do that. We're getting other people's projections, perceptions, and judgments when we start to dream big. So the key to all of this is to become present, to listen to your heart, listen to your sex, listen to your gut, and allow the mind to bring it all into alignment. So my journey changed when I stopped drinking, stopped taking drugs, stopped smoking. A lifelong addict, died many times almost, been on a dialysis machine, can't get life insurance due to my drug addiction and alcohol problems, liver damage, Doctor said you're gonna die if you keep on carrying on this life. I was rock bottom, not just once, many times. And then one day I found Tantra, and that changed my life and saved my life. I found something that made me connect to myself, listen to my soul, listen to my body, able to let go of the monkey mind finally and start to feel presence. And I found that through conscious touch. Many years ago, my father had a stroke and we all had to go back to Bangladesh, and I helped my father have a full recovery, and I used this method that I'm going to teach you, and I held him. I've never held my father before. My father also hasn't received touch before. We come from a very strict, devout Muslim family, so it's very rare that we're ever touching anyone. There's no connection, physical connection at all. I have a history of my father was a violent, absent father, but after this tragic, traumatizing, amazing experience where my father almost died, my dad is my best friend. Love you, Dad. He's incredible. He's the biggest hero in my life. He's the same dad. Nothing changed apart from my perception around him and the stories I carried in my body from all the physical abuse and the violence that I faced. I won't go into how I overcame my daddy issues. The bulk of Tantra, just so you know, is overcoming mummy and daddy issues. 95% of Tantra is actually the conditionings from the mother and father imprints that we've had and how to reparent ourselves. So conscious touch was a fundamental method I used to hold my father, relax his nervous system, and I was able to move him, stretch him in ways where he just cried. It's called body de-armoring. I am a yoni masseuse by trade. I help women overcome sexual trauma through a very simple method called yoni de-armoring. That is the foundation in everything that I do. My hands are inside the most sensitive part of a woman. I'm a practitioner and certified in this profession, and I'm able to feel everything. Presence through touch is the way I found peace. It's also my purpose to help as many people as possible from the technologies that I received from people like Mantak Chia, Barbara Carrella, the author of Urban Tantra, really good book. She's my teacher and friend. Once you learn these very simple tools, very simple techniques, which are written down in a formula so you can scale it from self-practice to partner practice to group practice, you could incorporate this into every single day life. All religions have all these items to keep you sane. Tantra is the one that actually says what these items are, and here's how to do it using your body. And to live a tantric life is to be embodied, to let go of the mind, drop into your body, let your heart be a compass, let your sex allow you to find the right partners, manifest the life beyond your dreams through your fully activated energy, and you get to live forever because you start to feel more joy in your life. You start to feel happier, and you change your inner monologue from I'm not enough and I hate my life, I hate my body, I hate myself, to I love my life, I love my body, I love myself. And you just incorporate this into your every single day life. It's tiny little changes of habits. That's what we want to be doing. Today, I'm going to teach you 2 meditation practices that will allow you to feel more self-love, more presence, more pleasure, and it's transferable to your partner. So if you're excited, keep on watching. And story about my dad. Let's just finish that one off. My father had a stroke. Like I said, I held him, made him cry for 7 days. We did a huge family clearing. After that, he got his bloods tested, and the doctor said there must be a miracle or there was a mistake. How has this happened? Obviously, I knew how it happened because I work with a lot of people with a lot of illnesses and mental problems, and by tantric techniques, they're able to overcome it very, very quick through the body. So my father made a full recovery. I was his biggest imprint during that time where he was meant to die. So he heard me speak. He has learned a thing called active listening. He doesn't shout at people and tell people how to live their lives. He's actually very present and very gentle and lovely now. He's incredible. I love my dad. He's amazing. So enjoy the rest of the course. I'm going to teach you a very simple meditation that you're going to practice every single day. So enjoy, and thank you very much for watching this little introduction video.